Here's my...
And now, let's get ready for today's game between the defending public school league champions, the Crusaders of Martin Luther King, and the technicians of kaztech.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to kaztech High School in downtown Detroit for week 1 of the 2020 MHSAA football season and the Detroit Free Press Game of the Week. Today, two schools are located within arm's length from Ford Field, square off the Detroit Public School League crossover. Week 1 continues with another marquee matchup as the Detroit Martin Luther King Crusaders battle with the Detroit kaztech Technicians. I'm Alex Johnson, one of my partner this afternoon, Aaron Johnson. And Aaron, it has been an exciting week of high school football so far. We have another great game on hand as we have two teams that have 6 state championships combined over the past decade scoring off this afternoon.
Alex, this is no doubt going to be another great game to kick off the 2020 campaign of MHSAA football. I can't wait to get into it.
So Detroit King is going to get the opening kickoff. And it's going to be brought down. It's going to be returned here by Sterling Anderson Jr. He has a lot of distance. He's at the 40, going all the way to the 30. He's going to be brought down out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. What a nice kickoff return there by Sterling Anderson Jr.
Yeah, he did a great job. As soon as he caught that ball, was able to locate where he wanted to go, took it to the outside, and was able to just, it was a foot race down the sideline until he was finally knocked out of bounds. That's just a great way to start off if you're King, and put you in a great position against a kaztech team that is going to present a lot of challenges for you. So you couldn't ask for a better kick return if you're Detroit King as you get ready to take your first offensive possession of the game here.
Here comes the Detroit King offense, led by sophomore quarterback Dante Moore at 6'2".
Just an incredible sophomore quarterback prospect. Alex has offers from the likes of Michigan and Arizona State along with many others, and you would assume he'll pick up many more this 2020 campaign. Just a phenomenal young piece for this Detroit King team.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. They're going to hand off to the running back, Damani Hendricks. Well, he gets stuffed down at the 15-yard line.
Number 21, the ball carrier for King, Damani Hendricks. He's stopped by number 21 in kaztech, Miles Gilmore.
Good way to start here for the
Gain of about 3 on the play, 2nd and 7 for the Crusaders.
On 2nd and 7 coming up here. He was brought down in that play by Deani Walker of kaztech. It'll be 2nd down and about 9. The flag at the line of scrimmage. Got some activity on the line.
Yeah, we saw an animated bench there for kaztech calling that out, yelling for the flag, and they're going to get it here. And they're going to need all the help that they can get with Detroit King already pushing so far in to kaztech territory.
So they're going to call false start against King. It'll be 2nd down and about 12.
And these two teams met last year, Alex, early on in the season. They both came into the game at 1-2, and Detroit King really took it to kaztech in it, winning 47-7, and they scored 2 of their touchdowns in the first 8 minutes of the game. So this could be a repeat of last year with both teams starting early.
Moore passes off to Kenny Merriweather on the left side. He gets brought down after a short gain. Brought down by Kalen King of kaztech.
Kalen King, a Penn State commit, along with his brother Kobe King, and they're both two-way players, but Kalen playing in the secondary as well as a wide receiver on offense. He's one of the main pieces for this kaztech team this year, just as he was last year.
It'll be 3rd down and 10 and about the 17-yard line. Going left to right are the Crusaders. Right where they started out in their drive. Moore going to pass it over to Damari Martin. It's going to be ruled incomplete. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, and Martin had some space there, had a lot of time to make the catch. Not sure if he would have had the space or distance to be able to get the first down, but he at least had the opportunity to catch it there and got a little bit ahead of himself, fumbled the ball, started moving forward before he had possession of it, and he drops it there and he commits an error that you don't want to commit, especially early on in the game.
We'll see if Detroit King, they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Seeing they can get a first down here. Early on in this one, 9 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Moore going to back in the backfield. Breaks through a couple defenders on the right side, trying to put it over into the end zone. And that one is going to be caught. A touchdown by Lynn Weichel.
Yeah, and how about that? You go to 4th down and 10. You started off the drive so hot with a great kick return, but you're looking at 4th and 10, momentum swing in the opposite direction. And the sophomore quarterback just taking his time, Dante Moore taking his time, fought a lot of pressure off there, scrambled a little bit, rolled out to his right, and found Welch in the end zone for the score.
He had 33 touchdowns last season by Moore and over 2,700 passing yards.
And Weichel is a huge piece for this King team. I mean, we saw last year just how dominant of a season he had. He's fielding a ton of Division I offers. That's a guy that is going to be a big-time playmaker, not only in this game today, but for King throughout their whole campaign this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Making it all the way to the Division II state finals last season for the 11-3 record. Terrence Moore, the extra point kick, maybe got deflected there, was no good. So it's 6-0 in favor of the Crusaders over the Technicians here. Detroit.
How about this kind of a start to a game, Alex? First off, you see the kick return by King. You thought maybe that they were going to just get into the end zone on the opening kickoff, but they're brought down, and then Kaztech did a great job. They drew a false start penalty on King, pushed them to 4th and 10, and they almost got to Moore on that 4th and 10 pass. They had a lot of pressure going right ahead of him, but Moore able to scramble out and complete the touchdown pass. Just a phenomenal start to it. Should be a phenomenal game here this afternoon in downtown Detroit.
Yeah, absolutely. So 6-0 in favor of the Crusaders. Excellent kick return by Sterling Anderson Jr. Got him to inside the 20.
And I think one thing that's so impressive about this Detroit King team is last year they were 11-3, advanced all the way to the Division II state championship. They did end up losing to Muskegon Mona Shores, but you got to recognize how young this team is, especially on the offensive end. Dante Moore was a freshman last year, and he led that team to such great success. Now, they're certainly missing the senior leadership and offensive ability that Penny Boone brought as a running back last year. He's now at Maryland playing Division I football, but this was a young team last year, and it's still a young team this year with a lot of the main counterparts not being senior, especially on the offensive end. So this King team has just been incredibly impressive over the years, and specifically with such a young group, you have to recognize how special that is.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see Kaztech come on in the field in just a second. They have a young offense as well. We'll get more into that in just a second. You know, Kaztech is looking to get back on King after losing to them last season.
Yeah, they did not like that game last year, losing 47-7, but you know, they kind of took that loss on the chin, and then they were able to rally. I mean, Kaztech, after that loss, they played pretty sound football the rest of the way through. They won their 5 last games before falling in the regional finals to Sterling Heights Stevenson in a very close battle. So this is a team that is very good in their own respect, and they want revenge for last year.
Caleb King's going to return it here for the Technicians. He's moving towards the 40-yard line before he gets brought down. And now we're going to see the Kaztech offense led by their quarterback, sophomore LeSean Mumfield. So it's a battle, the 2 sophomore quarterbacks here in this one.
Yeah, Mumfield described as a very athletic quarterback, can play multiple positions, but you know, he's going to need to have a good day today against a very big, a very strong, a very athletic King defense.
Mumfield has Alvin Hosendove right behind him. There's 4 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. He's going to hand it off to Hosendub. Trying to get there, but he's brought down. Nice tackle by Walter Herndon, the senior defensive end at 6'1" and 265 pounds.
Yeah, he was able to burst past the offensive line of kaztech and able to wrap him up. That's a very big defensive line that kaztech offensive line is going to have to deal with today.
2nd and 11 at the 38-yard line. Mudfield looks like he's changing the play at the line. Now getting set. He's spreading it out a little bit. Almost lost a snap. Mudfield going to pass it over to Jacob Taylor. He's near the 45, maybe a little bit short of that. You see a nice, excellent tackle by Aaron Lamar, the senior linebacker.
And kaztech is fine with running short passing plays to let their athletic wide receivers play make with the football. And you see Taylor right there, caught it on a short pass, juked, and was able to get a couple more yards on that reception.
That'll make it 3rd and 6 for the technician.
3rd and 6 at the 43-yard line. Their own 43. Under 7 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. It's a 6-0 lead for the Crusaders. Going to move back out a little bit. Mudfield going to throw it over to Kobe King on the right side. He has some space, but gets tripped up. Flag on the play at the end there as Jameel Croft Jr. got him on the leg. We'll see what this flag is.
Yeah, we'll see. It was a late flag after the play. It appeared, so we'll see what they have to say. But Kalen with a great catch there.
Get Jake off right now. Doug, get in.
It looked like it was a personal foul call.
It's still first down.
It's going to be a personal foul called on kaztech.
Penalties against Kaz. Personal foul, it's sportsmanlike conduct after the play.
So it's going to be first down.
But the technicians will keep the ball. It'll be 1st and 10 for kaztech from their own 43-yard line.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line. 6 and 33 to go here in this first quarter. Mudfield. Moving Hosendub over right next to him here. They're going to hand it off here to Caleb Davis. He has some space here midfield. And he gets brought down after the play.
And we have another flag in the backfield, and King was celebrating that. So that could be on kaztech. At least by the way the King was reacting.
So they're going to call, there's 2 penalties on the play. It's going to offset. They're going to call offsides against King and a holding call on kaztech.
We had offsetting penalties.
So they're going to replay first down.
Holding on the offense. Those penalties offset. It will be down over.
So now they're going to mark it down as 1st and 5. At the 47-yard line. Mudfield steps back, throws over to the left side, and they're bobbling forward there, in and out of the hands of Jameel Gardner, broken up by Rashad Hentz of King. It could have gone either way right there.
Yeah, it was a battle for the ball right there, and it actually looked like Gardner was going to come down with it at the end, but just kind of bobbled out of his hands at the end, and Gardner did a great job contesting there, as it was a real quick throw by Mumfield. He kind of got it off the snap, immediately turned and fired to his left down the field, but a great contest by Hentz, and he was able to break it up. Hentz, an Akron commit, the senior, 5'10", 175-pound defensive back.
So second down here for Kaztech. 5:52 to go here in the first quarter. Mumfield look over to his right. That pass is caught by Nate Briggs. He has some space. And he gets brought down past the 35-yard line. That's Blake Bailiff, the junior linebacker, who brought him down.
Yeah, another quick pass right there. Kaztech is trying to get the ball out of the backfield as quick as possible. The snap, and it's a quick throw. That's kind of what they're showing that they want to do, at least in the early going of this game. They're trying to build a rhythm and march down the field in a quick and emphatic fashion.
Mumfield getting set here for the next play. Going right to left with the ball. He fakes run, going to pass it over this time to Gardner before he gets brought down at the 25.
And if you're Detroit King, this is where you have to be able to adjust. You see what Kaztech is doing, these quick passes, and there it's just a short slant for Gardner. You got to tighten up and play a little bit closer so that you have a chance to break up that kind of a pass. We'll see if King recognizes that and adjusts.
So second down and 2 at the 25. Mumfield calling the play at the line. They're ready to snap it. Hands it off to Kobe King. Doesn't have a lot of room. Right as he got the ball, a swarm of Crusaders got after him.
Yeah, that was just a collapse from the offensive line of Kaztech, and 4 members of the Kings defensive line were able to get there and wrap him up.
For Kaztech, no gain on the play. He's tackled by a legion of Crusader defenders.
So no gain on the play, going to bring up third down.
And we've seen Kaztech have a lot of success throwing the ball early in this one, not so much running the football, so I didn't anticipate a pass play here, because they got 4 wide receivers out.
Mumfield. In the formation. He's calling for it. He's going to hand it off to Hosendove Jr. He gets past the first down marker and some more on that play. He gets past the 20 and into the red zone are the technicians.
Yeah, well, Kaztech stays with the run there, and it pays off as Hosendove Jr. able to go up the middle and get the first down.
The technicians gain enough yardage for another first down.
Approaching 3.5 to go here in the first quarter. Kaztech looking to get into the end zone to tie this game.
First and 10, Kaztech from the Crusader 18-yard line.
Mumfield has been really quick, as you mentioned, Aaron. Not giving the Crusader defense a lot of time to get after him. He throws it here, trying to go over to the right side. Looking to make the play there is Nate Briggs. Does he have it? No, he said he's out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, Mumfield targeted him in a one-on-one situation and put it in a good place, just was bobbled and unable to be brought in by Briggs, who just kind of lost it right as soon as he got into the end zone. It's an unfortunate situation if you're Kaztech, because that could have been 6.
That would have been.
Second and 10 for the technicians.
So second and 10. Ball at the 18-yard line for the technicians. Made a deep run into the playoffs last season after getting in at 5-4 in the regular season, making it to the Division I regional finals. 3 minutes to go here in the first, but before the snap, there's going to be a false start penalty called on the technicians.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of penalties yesterday in our game that we covered for the Detroit Free Press out at Oak Park, and we've seen a fair amount here in the first quarter of this one as well. You don't want to see a lot of penalties. It just makes the game choppy. It makes it harder for teams to build a rhythm or keep momentum or even build momentum. So we'll hopefully see both these teams kind of settle in here and alleviate some of the issues they've had with penalties in the early going of this one.
2nd and 15 at the 23. In Crusader territory is kaztech. Got two halfbacks with him, one on his right, one on his left. He's going to throw it. That one's deflected at the line. Nice play there. Heads up play by Walter Herndon.
Yeah, Herndon has made an impact in this one. Has a tackle for a loss and then broke up that pass right there that otherwise would have likely been completed. So he's definitely made his mark in this first quarter.
So 3rd down and 15 are the technicians. Seeing if they can get a 1st down, or at least if they get a 4th down, make it really reasonable for them. See if they want to go for it, but let's see what they do here. Mumfield calling for the snap, he gets it off. He looks for a second, trying to go over the middle. That one too far for Kalen Kane. Was trying to reach out for it, but over his hands. That's going to bring up 4th down. It's decision time here.
That was not a terrible pass, but probably threw it. Would have liked to have leaded him a little bit more with that pass. It was also a little high, but a good idea from Mumfield as King was open en route.
We'll see what Coach Thomas Wiltshire wants to do. And we'll see, and it looks like kaztech is going to bring out the field goal unit. This one's going to be from about 40 yards out. Joshua Hernandez, the senior kicker. Going to try to attempt this to cut the deficit to within 3.
A 41-yard field goal.
Yeah, this is not going to be an easy attempt. 41 yards.
Lost with the snap. Have to get it up there. Ball's on the ground. Looks like it's picked up and recovered by the Crusaders.
That was going to be a tough field goal to make, but you still don't want to fumble the snap and just lose possession like that. After a drive where kaztech did a really nice job of moving the ball up the field, they get a little bit stagnant as they got on to King's side of the field, but they did a nice job getting it to where they originally did, but unable to get anything out of what was a long, methodical possession. And now they'll go back on defense down 6.
Yeah, absolutely. It was over 6 minutes, that drive, and unfortunate that they couldn't get anything on the scoreboard to show for it, but there's still a lot of time left of this game. We're still in the first quarter, 2:48 to go. Let's hear the Crusaders get ready for their second drive on offense. Moore on the first play. Hands it off to Lynn Whiteshaw. He gets brought down by Kobe King.
Everyone must be wearing a face covering, and the face covering should cover the nose and the mouth. Thank you.
Balls will be spotted at the 27.
2nd and 14 for the Crusaders.
2nd and 14 coming up here. Moore looks over, tries to go over the middle. That one is caught by Hendricks.
That was Kalen King that blew up that reception by Monty Hendricks. He's an incredible defensive back, linebacker, and that's why he's going to be playing at Penn State. He's a guy that makes plays on the defensive end of the field, just as he does on the offensive end, but just totally blew him up. Kalen King with an impressive play the kaztech defense that has halted Detroit King in their second offensive possession of this afternoon's game.
Now they're facing a 3rd and long here. Moore in the backfield. And cannot get the play off. Penalty marker down, and this could be false start. As the technicians force him to jump. It's going to be very difficult here for the Crusaders.
Yeah, we'll see what Coach Wilcher draws up for his team here. A lot of distance to go, 3rd and long, pinned deep into your own territory.
It was a good job by the technicians to do that on their end. Moore, 3rd and long, decides to keep it for himself. Looking to have an opportunity, but not enough time as Deion Walker gets to him. And 2 flags down at the end there.
Yeah, they come out after the whistle blows. I think we're going to see unsportsmanlike conduct here, as both teams didn't break away from the tackle and from the play after the whistles sounded, which is, of course, what they need to do.
Still a 6-0 lead in favor of the Crusaders here in the opening quarter in the final minute. So 2 personal fouls are going to offset. And we're going to see if it's going to be 4th down. Because it was after the play.
So you would think we just were playing 4th down here.
Still waiting on words from the official. And it will be 4th down. So now the Crusaders will bring out the punting unit.
Flag was picked up, no penalty. It'll be 4th
Moore's
down
going to
for
send
the
this one
Crusaders.
away. In the backfield is Kalen King looking to return it. He's near midfield. Snap. He gets a good kick on it. Is this one? It's going to be caught near the out-of-bounds line. Sterling Anderson Jr.
The King punt is down at the technician 49-yard line.
And it's going to be at their own 49-yard line with 44 seconds to go
Again,
here in the first. As the technicians trail 6-0.
That was a good defensive possession for kaztech, and now they're going to look to carry that back out onto the offensive end, where on their first possession they were unable to score, but were able to bring the ball down the field with some effectiveness. They're going to look to carry that into this second drive and take what they learned from that first drive. They did a really nice job passing the ball with Mumfield making those decisions, so I would expect to see a lot more action in the air from Mumfield.
And it looks like we have a timeout called by the technicians. 44 seconds to go in the first quarter to use their first time out of the half. So we'll talk things over.
4.1 seconds left in the first period.
There were a lot of good games there in last night to kick off the 2020 season. Clarkson picking up a 24-17 win over Southfield A&T. Macomb Dakota pick up a 29-20 win over Chippewa Valley. Sterling Heights Stevenson a 7-3 win over Utica Eisenhower. And Livonia Franklin taking down Dearborn Fortson in the final seconds, 28-27. Those were some of the marquee games that happened around last night. And just a good weekend of high school football so far.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better first week of high school football here in Michigan. Just so many talented teams shaping up to be a very good season with so many next-level players throughout the state performing at a high level. I mean, this is just going to be such a fun season to cover, such a fun season to watch, and we're seeing two teams here that we might be covering later on in the year in the playoffs with the talent that both of these rosters have.
They have done really well, especially over the past decade, like we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast. 6 combined state championships over the past 10 years. Both teams have won 3 apiece. And first down and 10 for the Technicians at their own 49. Handing off to Hosendove here, but not enough room there to get through for any yardage as he's brought down at the line of scrimmage. And more laundry on the field is coming.
Laying on the play, the third flag.
And a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct called on the Crusaders.
Penalties against King. It'll be a 15-yard penalty for
It'll be a 15-yard penalty and automatic first down.
And those are mistakes that you don't want to make. There have been a lot of flags thrown in this game. Personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct. King doesn't want to let those continue to add up. They need to contain their composure there on a nice play where they were able to stop Hosendove Jr. at the line. Well, now they give up 15 yards, and it's a first down again for kaztech.
35 seconds to go here. Mumfield. 2 wide receivers to his left, 1 on his right. He hands off to Kobe King. Kobe King gets a decent run there, brought down near the 30-yard line. He was stopped there by the senior defensive end, DeJuan Crudup. And we're approaching under 10 seconds. We'll see if kaztech can get a playoff here. Clock's at 5. Mumfield will. He's going to look to his left side, and that one is going to be deflected. Intended receiver was Nate Briggs, but Jameel Croft Jr. broke it up.
Yeah, and Croft almost was able to bring that one in, but he went back with his right arm and wasn't able to secure it. That was one of those plays where the defensive back could have had an easy interception, but this doesn't put both hands up, doesn't secure the ball, but you'll still take a deflection on what could have been a deep pass downfield for kaztech.
Yeah, absolutely. That is going to end the first quarter of play. The Detroit King Crusaders up 6-0 over the kaztech Technicians. Looking forward to an exciting second quarter of play. As the Technicians will continue having the football as they change sides. This broadcast is brought to you by the Detroit Free Press, your flagship destination for sports in Michigan. The Free Press has launched a new digital subscription model, which gives you high school sports fans exclusive access to Mick McCabe's weekly columns, rankings, and predictions. Your support will help the Free Press stream high school football games all season long. And today, it only costs $1 for 3 months. Again, that's $1 for 3 months. Subscribe today at freep.com.
And kaztech still looking to score their first points of this afternoon's game. But as they're able to get down the field, you got to like what you've seen from them, even though they're not winning this contest. Obviously, a suboptimal beginning of the game for them where they give up a big kick return to start off the game. But the defense almost did the job of holding Detroit King from scoring until a marvelous pass from Dante Moore netted King 6 points. But other than that, this has been a really sound performance from them. Almost scored on their own first offensive possession of the game. And here on the second possession, they're making good progress down the field.
So it's going to be 3rd down here and 5 for kaztech to start off the second quarter. Mumfield just calling up with his offensive line. Passes it over, looking down the field. Intended receiver was Kalen Kane, who's trying to hit him on that right side towards out of bounds. Could not grab it there.
Yeah, a little bit too far outside of the reach of King. But again, he had some space. If you're able to locate that ball a little bit better, that might be 6 for kaztech.
4th down here The offense is going to stay on the field. An important conversion here coming up for Kaztech.
Big fourth down play here, Alex. We'll see if Kaztech is able to continue their offensive possession or if King is going to be able to stop them.
Only one person in the backfield for the Crusaders. They're going to hand it off to Kobe King on a short pass. Pass the broom. He gets tripped up at about the 15-yard line.
Not surprising that that's what Kaztech opts to do, a short pass in the middle to King, and King with wide open space. Kaztech showed on the first possession. They can go long, they'll attempt to go long, but they are very capable of the short passes, letting their wide receivers play make and gain yards themselves, and right there King does just that. And another set of downs coming here for the technicians.
4 players up front. See 6 in the secondary for the Crusaders. And off here to Alvin Hosendove. And he's tried to go to that right side of the field, but goes nowhere.
Yeah, and Hosendove has not had a lot of success going up the middle in this one so far. And we haven't seen Kaztech really try to run it to the outside. They've just had so much more success passing the ball, and that's because they're going up against a very talented front line of that King defense.
Yeah, they've done a good job so far on the Crusaders' defensive line. Gets 2 yards on the play. Bumpfield. Looking to get set here on 2nd and 8, a minute into the second quarter. Looking for the equalizer. Bumpfield steps back, throws to his right side. That one short, incomplete. Rashad Hentz was right there with Kalen King.
Yeah, and that pass just didn't have enough on it. Also was in coverage. And Mumfield hasn't had the success going long with the ball in this game that he's had going short with it. So far, that secondary for King has done a nice job covering deeper down the field.
Taking his time at the line here. And not enough time on the play clock, and Kaztech will have to use their second timeout of this first half. They'll talk it over with 10 and 33 to go here in this first half.
Yeah, they'll need to figure out what they want to do. Obviously, took a timeout with the play clock winding down, but a big third down. They're still looking to get their first score of the game. So, we'll see what coach decides to do with his offense here, as Mumfield hasn't had success really throwing more than 5-10 yards distance. He's not been able to break through that secondary, just having a tough time locating the football. So we'll see if they try to go with a nice short pass and let their wide receivers try to make a play. But this King defense has done a nice job being pushed up against the wall, of holding their own here.
Still third down here. Third down and 8. At about the 13-yard line. Bumpfield looking to his right. That one in and out of the hands of Briggs.
It was a good look, just threw it a little bit too high, and Briggs wasn't able to bring it back down and collect it. But it was the right idea.
Fourth down coming up here. kaztech will go for it once again. With 10 and 29 to go here in this first half. Will the Crusaders make another stop on 4th down? They're going to hand it off to Sean Hodges, getting his first touch of the game, and he gets brought down in the backfield by the senior linebacker Jalen Reed.
Yeah, Sean Carter also went in on that tackle there as the King defense stands tall on another close possession for kaztech where they were almost able to put points up on the board. But King with a big stop as their offense able to take their feet back out on the field and have a chance to now go and score the football.
On their own 15-yard line is where the Crusaders begin their next drive.
Timeout, King.
And the Crusaders will take their first timeout of the first half. We are at 10:26 to go in the second quarter.
And you have to give it to both of the defenses in this game. They've done just a really good job. You know, kaztech, they've had some opportunities, haven't been able to connect on some passes that were very, possible to be connected on. But both defenses in this game have done a very good job, and I wouldn't have expected anything less after a game where last year King is able to go out and they blow out and beat kaztech 47-7. I expected this kind of a performance where it was lower scoring. Obviously, there's a feel-out process being the first game of the year for both these teams, not really having that opportunity to, scrimmage and have 7-on-7s, inter-squad games. So this is going to be a feel-out process for these two teams and a lot of teams around the state in the early going of this 2020 campaign.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about that last night in the West Bloomfield Oak Park game we were at. It's on first down, Damani Hendricks looking to bring it up the middle, but can't find any openings, and he gets brought down. And it's just kind of hard for like you said, not having an off season and summer workouts and 7-on-7 scrimmages to look at the strengths and weaknesses and what they need to improve on before week 1. So this is an adjustment everyone is going to have to make, and just a transition. As Moore on second down steps back, throws it to his left side. His intended receiver was Lynn Whiteshall, but too for him to grab it, and it's third down.
Yeah, Moore got rid of that one, facing some pressure. That kaztech line was able to get through, and you'll take that if you're kaztech. You don't force a loss of yards or anything, but just to get Moore out of his comfort zone and make him just get rid of the football, that's a successful play. Successful down for the technicians.
Third down and 10 at the 15 for King. As Moore looking over to his sideline, to his right. He has Hendricks to his right, 2 wide receivers to his left, only 1. On the opposite side, fumble snap, ball's loose on the ground. It looks like it's picked up by the technicians, they do. And right at the goal line, the technicians pick it up after Moore and Hendricks fumbled the snap. And that's a huge turnover here in this first half.
Yeah, it was a bad snap out to Moore's right, and Hendricks unable to pick it up himself as he just kept bobbling it as it moved closer and closer towards the King sideline, and eventually kaztech swarms it and falls on it, and now they're pursuing their first score of the game real close to the end zone.
So it's going to be first and goal at the 3. As kaztech looks to capitalize on the Crusaders' miscue. This is something they really needed, and they got it at the right time.
This is an animated kaztech sideline right now. They understand the pressure of the situation they're in, and a golden opportunity that's staring them straight in the face right now.
Goal line set here of the technicians, looking to plow it in there, and it looks like kaztech has got a touchdown, and they've tied up this game. And that was Kobe King taking it himself. One of the top players in the state gets the first touchdown of the season for kaztech.
Yeah, King just goes right down the middle, and he uses his big linebacker build to force himself through the defensive line of King. And kaztech finally, after a battle of attrition, is able to get their first points up on the board in this afternoon's contest.
Now Hernandez attempted the extra point. Jalen Roberts the hold. And it's going to be a false start, so they're going to move the extra point back 5 yards. Kobe King just plowed his way into the end zone for a 3-yard touchdown run. Just using his strength to just plow his way in there.
Yeah, in this game, even for now, we'll see if kaztech is able to convert on the extra point, unlike King on their first offensive score.
Good snap, and the kick is good, right down the middle. And the technicians take a 7-6 lead with 9.5 to go here in this first half.
Well, defense leading to offense for the technicians. They force a fumble and recover it on their own 2-3 yard line, and then King just able to run right through the King defensive line for the score.
They forced a fumble after Moore and Hendricks bobbled the ball, and they were able to recover it and got it inside the 5, and that gives a lot of momentum to kaztech.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Alex. And this defense, they're probably excited to get back out on the field right now after such a big play on their last possession, which helped lead to the touchdown for their team. They're ready to get back out there and show, hey, we're here to play, and we're going to continue to take it to this King offense that has been stymied since scoring just a couple minutes in to this game.
Hernandez is going to kick it off here for technicians. In the back is Rashad Hentz, as well as Sterling Anderson Jr., who had that huge return to open up the ball game. It's a nice kick down the field. Hentz is on it at the 5 yard line. He scrambles through, looking over to his right side, breaks through a couple of tackles, has some more space. He's at the 30 before he gets tripped up by one of the technicians. That looked like Jalen Williams who made the tackle.
And this will be an important possession for Detroit. King, after giving up the lead, they got to come out after turning the ball over on their last offensive possession, and they've got to reassemble themselves and take back the momentum in this game. We'll see how this kind of pressure, if Moore is able as a sophomore to deal with it and be able to recoup his losses and get this King team moving forward down the field.
Moore going to hand it off here to Reed. And Reed only gets a few yards. kaztech defensively, bringing a lot of energy.
The ball carrier for kick.
And Moore had a very productive game last year as a freshman against kaztech. Was 10 of 15, throwing the ball for 227 yards, and they had 4 touchdowns. Right now, this has been a different game for him, so he's going to have to turn it up, and that's going to play a big factor in if King is able to win this game. What kind of Dante Moore are they going to get the rest of the way through after that fumble?
Reed going to bring it up here. Looks like he gets tripped up by Kobe King. Not going to be enough for the first down. Still a little bit of ways from it.
The ball carrier for King. Once again, number 25, Darius King with the stop for kaztech.
So it's going to be 3rd and 5 at the 36.
3rd and 5 for the Crusaders.
8.5 to go here before halftime. I formation here for the Crusaders on 3rd down. Moore pressured early. Has to throw it away. Intended receiver for the Crusaders that time was Justin White.
And as much as King is going to need more to step up in this one, they're going to need the offensive line to figure themselves out as well. Obviously, they had the bad snap on the last possession, which led to the fumble, and then eventually the touchdown for kaztech. But also, as this game has gone on, the kaztech defensive line has had a much easier job getting to Moore and forcing him to get rid of the football on quick decisions where he doesn't really have time to target a wide receiver or make a play.
4th and 5 here. Moore's going to send this away. Kalen King back to return. He's at the technician's 30-yard line. Wanted kaztech to jump. We're going to do it. And it's going to move it back 5 yards. They were just waiting for the technicians to go offside, but they didn't.
That was a disciplined play right there where the kaztech team stays and doesn't bite.
Moore gets a good kick on it. The ball's going to drop. And they're going to let that one get inside the 40. 36-yard line is where they're going to mark it. And the kaztech will head back out onto the field. Another exciting game happening today just around Detroit at Wayne State. Battle of 2 Catholic League Central Division teams, Birmingham Brother Rice and Warren De La Salle. De La Salle had a 9-0 lead after the first quarter.
Got 2 very good programs in the Catholic League year in and year out. 2 storied schools built off excellence. De La Salle obviously with multiple state championships in the Division II in recent history. But with a new coach and a new program look, we'll see how their season goes. Brother Rice obviously expecting them to be a competitive program as well.
Another penalty marker down, and early start for kaztech, and they get called for it. 1st and 15.
The penalties continue to mount up in this game, Alex. It's been a sloppy one, there's no question about it.
Yeah, both sides have had a lot of calls go against them. 1st and 15 at the 31. Hosendove on his right side. He's at the 40 before he gets tripped up there by Croft.
And that's probably Hosendove's best run of the game, and I don't think it's a coincidence that it happened when he ran to his outside rather than trying to go through the gut of that King defense, but goes and takes it to the outside, and he gets positive yards, meaningful yards, for maybe the first time this game.
They're going to give him an 11-yard pickup. So it's going to be 2nd down and 4. Seven 6 in favor of kaztech. Upfield, going deep downfield. And that one is going to be caught. They're going to say it is. It is going to be caught by Javen Sua.
That was actually Jameel Gardner, and Mumfield had been looking for the deep ball to Gardner earlier in this game. It got broken up, but there, Gardner, a race down the field, stretches out and brings that ball in. I think a lot of people thought that was dropped, but able to hold on to it.
And they're going to call, there was a flag at the back of the line of scrimmage.
I believe they called offsetting penalties there.
From the Crusader 27-yard line.
Yeah, that was Jameel Gardner on that play. That caught that ball, Aaron. So 1st down for kaztech. Handing off to Kobe King. And he gets brought down by Herndon as well as Hentz. It looks like they're going to call late contact on King.
Yeah, they're going to get Walter Herndon there for a personal foul after the play, just kind of brushing King's helmet after bringing him down. That's one of those mistakes that you just can't let happen as kaztech is moving down the field. You make a nice defensive play, but then you give it up with a silly personal foul. As if you're a coaching staff of King, you've got to be absolutely frustrated with that kind of a decision.
Well, they're moving back. They're going to call the unsportsmanlike contact called on the technicians. So they're moving back.
Now that's interesting because the flag was thrown right after Herndon kind of brushed King's helmet, and Herndon reacted like, "Are you kidding me? You're calling that." So I guess they, didn't see it there or didn't deem that necessary enough for a personal foul, and it ends up going against the technicians.
So 2nd down and very long for kaztech near midfield. With 5:52 to go. Upfield throws deep downfield. That one in and out of the hands of Lynn Weisho as that was nearly intercepted. And that was Javen Sewell, who was the intended receiver that time on the play.
Pass is intended for number 6, Javen Sewell, incomplete.
Second down at 25 coming up.
And penalties in this game just have really taken a toll for both teams as kaztech was marching down the field, and now they're pushed back right near the 50-yard line. Those kind of mistakes, they're going to cost you.
Upfield, short pass over to Kayla King, has space, gets through a couple of tacklers, gets down inside the 35.
Yeah, and right there, just a quick screen pass for King, and he's so elusive and quick. He's able to get double-digit yards there and move kaztech up near the 1st down marker.
They're going to say 4th down because the penalty happened after the play, so they didn't replay the down. So another 4th down conversion coming up here. Still have a little bit of ways to go to get to the 1st down marker. Upfield, steps back, has to throw it. He's looking over to his left side. Nobody home. Nate Briggs was the intended receiver. And it's going to be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, penalties right there, ending a possession that was showing promise for kaztech, but now King able to step back on the field. They're losing. They want to try to put on another 6-7 points before this half ends and retake the lead, but got to hand it to the defense for King, staying disciplined and shutting down Mumfield as he tried to air it out a couple times on that possession.
4:50 to go here in this second quarter. It's been a good one so far. kaztech holding on to a 7-6 lead over Detroit King. Here in this one here at kaztech High School in downtown Detroit on this Saturday afternoon.
And the King offense is going to need to try to build a little bit of a rhythm here after a couple possessions where they've really struggled to do that.
And before the snap, early movement called on the Crusaders, and going to move them back.
Penalties against King. Good ball, fast start. It'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Moore gets set, steps back. Looking deep down the field, and that one trying to make a one-handed catch. Was Raheem Mercer.
Yeah, Mercer trying to bring that in with his left hand. Just was a little bit too far out in front of him, and he wasn't able to secure it. Still plenty of time in this second half. You know this kaztech defense is saying, hey, we hold them here, we're going to be able to get our offense back out on the field, and we can try to extend this lead and really hold the momentum heading into the second half. That's got to be their game plan right now.
Moore looking over to his right. Moves over a minute. Finds his intended receiver that time. That's Weishel.
Pass is complete. Number 6, Lynn Weiss-L.
Gets brought down on that play
There's enough for a Crusader.
by Kalen King.
Yeah, Moore put it right into the chest of Weishel and able to get positive yardage. He's really been the only receiver that's had an impact in this game for King. Obviously, he caught the touchdown pass at the opening possession.
Here he is again. Has space. He's down at midfield. Looking to get down, and he does that time by Joel Graves, as well as Clarence Wilson Jr., the senior.
Yeah, it took about 6-7 technicians to bring him down, as the first two took a hit at him, and they weren't able to bring him down, and then 4 more swarmed around him, and were finally able to bring him to the ground. But he's had an impressive performance in this one. Still just a junior, one of those younger players, had a nice season last year for King.
Moore looks over to Croft. He has space once again. Brought down by Kobe King and Joel Graves.
Croft expected to have a big year as a sophomore now for King. And right there, you know, you can see why they like him. Able to catch it off a short screen pass, and he's quick on his feet. Brings it to the outside a little bit.
As Moore looks over to the sideline with 3:41 to go. Looks for it, steps back. Lots of pressure on him. Has to throw it quickly. He gets it out to Rashawn Mercer near the out-of-bounds line, but stays in.
And that was Clarence Wilson who was applying pressure, the Toledo commit. He did a good job there, just needed to be there a hair of a second sooner to bring down Moore before he was able to get rid of it.
Second down and 7 coming up here at the kaztech 40. kaztech has done really well so far defensively as they hand it off to Jalen Reed. Has a wide open space. He's at the 20. No one's going to stop him as he gets into the end zone. And it is a touchdown for the Crusaders. What a huge run by Jalen Reed. 40 yards to the house. And just like that, King has the lead back.
Pass, run. They caught the kaztech defense off guard, and it is a quick 6 for the Penn State commit, Jalen Reed. Just an incredible run from him, and now momentum sees right back by Detroit King as kaztech was having a really good first half, but a big run there. They catch the defense off guard. The momentum sways in favor of King.
The freshman kicker, Terrence Moore, looking to attempt the extra point. He missed his first time up. Good snap, kick is up. And it's going to be wide left, no good.
Yeah, hit off the crossbar to the left. But even if you miss that extra point, you're still pumped that you were able to get that score right there. This is a big time run. And now that defense for King going to have to come out and going to have to hold kaztech to end this half. That's quite the challenge, as we saw. This kaztech offense is capable of getting down the field, but they just haven't been able to make the big play. You know, the breakout play on a drive that you'll usually see when it ends up leading to a score. They have not been able to do that, so this is going to be an important drive. I mean, you want to have momentum going into the half. That's important for a team. It allows you to come out in the third quarter with a sense of confidence and knowing that you have control of this game. So a big possession here for both teams in their own regard.
The Detroit King recovering themselves after fumbling the ball inside the 10 that got kaztech the lead. If you're able to respond from that, after responding from a mistake like that, it gets on your shoulder for a minute, but you got to play on.
Yeah, Moore looked very cool, calm, and collected on this drive. Now, it took him a couple drives after that fumble, obviously, to get it going again, but right there on that drive, quick movement down the field, under pressure, made a couple good throws, and then the handoff to Reed, who was able to break away for that run and score. It was a quick and exciting possession for Detroit King.
So plenty of time here in this first half for kaztech to get one back here. And these two teams know each other for a very long time. It's been the top teams in Detroit. This also was a short kick. Just covering that up there was Darius King, the junior. kaztech with 3 Division I state titles. Detroit King
It'll be 1st and 10 for the technician as they scrimmage from their own.
with 2 in Division II, 1 in Division III.
And these are just 2 very good programs going head-to-head today, Alex, and it's been a phenomenal game, albeit there's been a lot of penalties, but there's been some silly plays, some silly mistakes. This has been 2 good football teams going at it with one another, and it's been very exciting to watch.
Absolutely, and especially still a lot of time to get more excitement, more plays to come. Mumfield gets back to work. That one is going to be caught by Jacob Taylor, trying to break through a tackle, but unable to. Aaron Lamar just grabs him there.
Number 3, Jacob Taylor.
2:25 to go here before halftime. Remember, the technicians will get the ball first to begin the second half, so that's something to keep in mind. Still have a lot of time to get down the field. You don't have to rush anything.
No, plenty of time to make a couple plays here. They're capable of throwing the ball, even if they're short passes. You know, the receivers have shown, hey, we can make our own plays.
Mumfield gives the handoff to Sean Hodges, his second attempt of the game.
And we had a late whistle.
Good ball.
Yeah, late whistle there for a false start on kaztech. We'll see if kaztech, after that penalty, still going to have enough in them to score here. It's 12-7. They're down 5. after King has missed both their extra point attempts in this one. So it's a one possession game here and a chance to go into the half if they're able to score 6 with the lead.
Clock's already at 1:45. kaztech has one timeout to work with. This one going to be handed off to Caitlin King on the pass. Has open space, gets break to a couple tackles. He's a 50. He has a lot of space at the 30. He's trying to make it all the way by himself, and he will for a touchdown. Caitlin King with a huge touchdown reception, and just like that, kaztech takes the lead right back.
And kaztech does right there what they needed to do. Get away from the long game, a short pass to King, and he's able to break a few tackles. Some great blocking by his line, and he's gone to the races for 6 more points for kaztech, and they take the lead back late in the first half.
We'll see what they do here. Hernandez is coming out. Also to keep in mind, if they wanted to go for 2, if they wanted to go for 2 to make it a 3-point game.
And that might have made a difference if they were able to go for 2, make it a 3-point game, make it a field goal game when King has shown that, their kicking is not their strength. That would, be big, but looks like they're going to opt to just take the extra point here.
Hernandez attempting a second extra point. High snap, kick is up, and that one is good. So it's a 14-12 lead for kaztech. 89 seconds to go here in this first half.
kaztech 14, Martin King 12.
Still time if you're Detroit King to go out, and the offense has time to make a few plays. But you're certainly looking at yourselves and you're kicking yourself saying, hey, we just had a really nice drive on offense. We go out there and quickly give up the momentum, give up the lead. We put ourselves in this position. Now the offense is forced to come out and going to have to try to respond here. As Alex, you mentioned just a few minutes ago, kaztech gets the ball to start the third quarter. So kaztech has momentum, and if they're able to hold here, they're going to have the ball and a little bit more momentum to start that third quarter.
We'll see what King does. They do have 2 timeouts. So maybe you might want to see some hurry-up offense if it gets to the point of the game, if they make a good drive down the field.
And King shows that they're able to move the ball quickly. Moore had a phenomenal drive, obviously, before that big run by Reed, but quick throwing, quick decision making. King was marching on their last score. So it's very doable. Still plenty of time with 1:29.
Looks like a squib kick here. It's going to be picked up by Anderson. And Anderson gets minimum yardage on the return. And Moore and the rest of the offense is coming back out for King. Moore did very well in the quarterback position as a freshman, like we mentioned. Over 2,700 passing yards and 33 touchdowns.
Yeah, he is not shy of throwing the football, and he's not shy on talent either. This is an incredibly talented young player leading this offense for the Crusaders. And he's going to have to hurry it up here with 1:24 left in this half.
Moore looks over, looking for Crott, makes the catch. It gets brought out of bounds on the play by Miles Gilmore. And kaztech has to get back defensively. Detroit King, we'll see. They say he did not go out of bounds.
And that wasn't bad coverage by Gilmore in a one-on-one, but Croft just able to jump up and catch it and take the advantage on that play.
They're going to reset the game clock to 1:10. They're going to say Croft did go out of bounds.
We got it.
So 1:10 will be back on the game clock.
So plenty of time after that big throw.
Moore moves back, puts a short pass. That one caught by Justin White. He gets brought down.
Pass is complete.
That was good recognition by Jonathan Slack, as it did look like the ball was fumbled, but quickly got on it, was watching the play the whole way through. And I'm not sure if the refs considered that a fumble, but if they did, Slack making sure that King's able to hold on to the possession by dropping on top of the ball.
And looks like we have a timeout called by King, their second, with 41 seconds to go here in this first half. And we've got one timeout to work with.
Yeah, they still got about 55 yards to the end zone, so still a long ways to go, but Moore has done a good job settling in as this half has gone on longer and longer, and you know, he has a chance right now to push his team further down the field. He's made some excellent throws, and his receivers have done a nice job themselves in coverage of making plays and bringing it down the football. So still plenty of time left, and still a timeout as well for this Detroit King team, but we'll see if they're able to come away with another touchdown before the end of the half.
Absolutely. A lot of support for these two teams coming out here. It's a good turnout for both teams.
Yeah, to be able to have, you know, two guests per player, you know, that's important. And for some leagues, you know, they're not allowing any fans at all. So to be able to have, you know, two guests per player, it still allows for that fan atmosphere that is so important for high school football. I mean, all sports in any level, obviously, but high school football, there's just something special about it.
Moore, pressured, looking to get sacked, and he will. Kaztech got out on that time. Clock continues to run at 30 seconds.
Yeah, and that was good coverage by the secondary of the technicians, and a big assault by the line. They were able to get to Moore, who probably held on to the ball too longer than he should have.
Clarence Wilson was celebrating after that one. And the final timeout has been used by Coach Tyrone Spencer of the Crusaders. They're going to reset the clock to 29 seconds. And it's going to be third down. And very long.
Reset the clock to 29.
We got it.
For King. And we talked about it earlier, Kaztech looking to get revenge on Detroit King, looking to get some momentum back after last season. And they had a very good second half of the season last year, bringing that momentum into the season.
We're having some technical difficulty with the clock. Give us a moment. There you go.
29 seconds, and we're back in action. Moore on third down. They're going to hand it off to Reed. He gets tripped up, that time by Darius King. No timeouts to work with for the Crusaders. They don't have to run a play. They don't have to punt it away.
Yeah, we'll see if they take a shot here, but if they do, it's their last play of the quarter. But it doesn't look like they're too intent on trying for it.
We'll see what they do. Clock's at 3 seconds, and it looks like Moore is heading to the sideline. And that is going to end the first half of play. What a good one so far. The Kaztech Technicians of 14-12 over the Detroit King Crusaders here at halftime.
Yeah, this game isn't a lot like last year where King was taking it to Kaztech in the early going and it was a blowout at the end. This game has been close, it's been competitive, it's been fun. A lot of energy from both teams in this one, and we've seen some great plays on the offense from both sides, but you have to look, if you're looking at a play of the half, don't look any further than the Kaztech forced fumble that gave them an opportunity to run it in from the 3-yard line. with King. I mean, a great play there, and this has just been a phenomenal game between really two talented programs that I think are going to have great seasons and be players later to go into the state playoffs. But this should be an entertaining second half, and we'll see how kaztech comes out with the ball and with momentum, and if King is able to respond and make some adjustments, as they gave up the lead on a big play late in the second half after taking the lead back themselves with just 2.5 minutes to go in the half.
Yeah, absolutely. There have been a lot of momentum swings right now, but with kaztech, like you mentioned, they gained the ball first to begin the second half. We're going to be in for an exciting second half. We'll see what kaztech does come out with that first possession.
Yeah, and I think what we saw them, where we saw them find their most success was short passes. It was Mumfield throwing to his talented receivers like a Kalen King, who was making great runs with the ball. So we're going to look to see more of that if I'm kaztech. That's what I would want to be doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a 14-12 lead for the kaztech Technicians over Detroit King here at halftime. We'll take a break. We'll be back for the second half right here on the Detroit Free Press Game of the Week. And welcome back, everybody, to Kaztech High School in downtown Detroit. Been a great one so far, a 14-12 lead for the Technicians over the Detroit King Crusaders as we get ready to begin the second half of play. Alex Johnson and Aaron Johnson with you here on the Detroit Free Press Game of the Week. Looking for a great one here. It's most anticipated to be so far, and it's living up to it.
Yeah, Alex, a back and forth matchup in this one so far. It was Detroit King that struck early after Dante Moore found Lynn Weichel for a touchdown pass to get things going after a big kick return on the opening play of the game by the Crusaders, but Kaztech later able to respond after forcing a fumble. It was then Kobe King who ran it in from the 3-yard line to give them a 7-6 lead, but Jalen Reed of the Crusaders with a big run downfield after a drive where we saw continuous passing from the Crusaders. It was a run that caught the Kaztech defense off guard, and King was able to put another 6 points on the board. But right before the end of the half, it was Kaztech who was able to retake the lead on a pass from Mumpfield to Kalen King. And now we're here starting the second half with Kaztech leading 14-12 in a back and forth game where there have been some great defensive plays. It's taken some time, but it feels like both offensive now have their feet wet, are a little bit more comfortable out on the field. So this is setting up to be a phenomenal second half with Kaztech up by 2. We'll see how this third quarter begins for the Technicians who get to start with the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we begin this second half, I just want to mention this broadcast is brought to you by the Detroit Free Press, your flagship destination for sports in Michigan. The Free Press has launched a new digital subscription model, which gives high school sports fans exclusive access to Mick McCabe's weekly columns, rankings, and predictions. Your support will help the Free Press stream high school football games all season long. And today, it only costs $1 for 3 months. Again, that's $1 for 3 months. Subscribe today at freep.com.
And we're still waiting for King to take the field here for the second half kickoff, but Kaztech ready to go. And you got to look at the playmaking, specifically by the two King brothers, Kobe and Kalen. Those two players known for their defensive abilities. They'll be going to Penn State as defensive players, but what they've done offensively, obviously Kobe with the touchdown run and Kalen with the touchdown pass. Those two players, two brothers, have had an immense impact on this game and are a big reason why Kaztech is leading as we get ready for the third quarter.
Absolutely. Kaztech has been a well-established program the past decade under the leadership of head coach Thomas Wilcher in his 24th season.
You know what's interesting, Alex, is the 3 players that have scored in this game, the 2 King brothers and then Jalen Reed of the Crusaders, they're all going to Penn State. And I think we're starting to see it more and more here in the state of Michigan, the recruiting impact that Penn State has had under head coach James Franklin. They're really starting to nab some of the best players in the state. Usually you think it's going to be a Michigan State, maybe Ohio State, if it's a big name, a school like Alabama or LSU, but Penn State is really starting to make an impact. I mean, you see with 3 of the most talented players in this game today, they've got 3 big players coming right here from this game in downtown Detroit today.
Yeah, absolutely. Penn State, very well-known established program in the Big Ten, have had a lot of success over the last few years, over the course of history, and it's an exciting program, and those guys will be getting ready for their college careers. So maybe next year or so. Second half getting underway. Kalen King is going to get the kickoff return after it was scooped up on the ground, where he gets brought down and get ready to begin the second half. And Mumpfield and company get back to work on offense.
And we talked about it. I talked about it a lot in the first half. Mumpfield was at his best, and he got more comfortable when he stopped going for the long ball. King has really done a good job in the first half of shutting that down, but he looked better just deferring to his wide receivers. Quick passes, screen passes, slants in the middle. When he's throwing shorter passes, his wide receivers have been able to beat the secondary of King. And I think if you're Kaztech, that's what you're looking to continue to bring on the offensive end in this contest.
It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line to begin for the Technicians. Mumpfield calling for the play here. He's going to decide to keep it himself, and stopping him there is Jalen Reed. You also have to give credit to Dewan Crudup.
That's one of the few times, if not the first time today, that we've seen Mumfield tuck it and keep it himself, and unfortunately for him, doesn't go very far with it. But that's a new aspect to the offense that we just haven't seen yet today, and we'll see if that becomes more prevalent here in the second half.
You might want to use that more often just to keep the defense off balance here on second down. 45 seconds in to this third quarter. A 2-point lead for kaztech. Steps back as Mumfield, looking over, trying to get past. This time Gardner was trying to reach out one arm to make that catch over Croft, but it goes incomplete. Kalen King coming in. Hosendorf will head to the sidelines for this third down play.
Third down for the technicians.
Three wide receivers out to Mumfield's right. Just one to his left.
Detroit King moving over to a 4-3 with one in the back. They send it off to Kobe King. Kobe King looking to get some yardage. Unable to there as he is stopped on the play by Terrence Mays, the sophomore defensive lineman.
Dewan Cudrup also assisting in that tackle.
And it's going to be 3 and out for kaztech, and Detroit King needed that stop to start off the third.
Yeah, their defense had looked a little bit shaky in that second quarter, but a strong first possession for them to start off the half. And now the King offense gets set to take back possession and get their first offensive drive of the third.
Joshua Hernandez is going to send this away back to return. Lynn Whiteshell. He's back deep. 2 minutes into this third quarter. Gets a nice kick on it. Whiteshell's going to let this bounce a little bit. And that one is going to be picked up there by Eric McGee Jr. He'll get a hand on it.
Took
Detroit.
a friendly bounce for the technicians there. No question about it, as it rolled all the way inside the 20-yard line.
And here comes Detroit King, looking to get some momentum to begin the third quarter themselves. Ball will be spotted at their own 19-yard line. 1st and 10, 9:55 to go in the third. Crusaders down in this game. Had the lead early on. Moore sides to pass out. Whiteshell has it. Makes a juke move game past one defender, but gets stopped by Kobe King in the backfield.
Yeah, we saw that screen pass work a little bit in the first half for King, but right there, Cass does a good job of sniffing it out and bringing Whiteville down for a loss.
Loss of 4 on the play. 2nd and 14 at the 15. Moore goes out to his right, looking for Whiteshell. He's on his open field, and he caught it. He's at the 50, going all the way down to the 30. He's in the 20, the 15, 10, 5, into the end zone for a touchdown. It's a touchdown for Lynn Whiteshell, his 2nd of the game.
Just a great connection between Moore and Whiteshell. These two players obviously have a connection, as Whiteshell has cemented himself as the top target for Dante Moore. And right there, just a really nice pass right into the gloves of Whiteshell, and he's able just to on a foot race down the field, outbeat everyone for the 6 for the Crusaders.
85 yards on that pass from Moore to Whiteshell. And the Crusaders are going to try the 2-point conversion to make it a touchdown lead.
Yeah, they've missed their 2 extra point attempts in this one, so not a surprise here in the second half to try to distance their lead a little bit that they'll go for 2.
Moore's looking over to the sideline.
Just a 2 wide receiver set.
Moore looking over, that pass is going to be caught. They're going to say he is in for the 2-point conversion on that play.
That was Kenny Freeman that caught it and then laid out for the 2-point conversion. And that's a big conversion. You know, now it's a 6-point game, and you know when you're able to convert a 2-point conversion, you know, that's big because it's a momentum builder. And when you've missed your first 2 extra points, you try to change it up, recognizing that the kicking game just isn't working. You're up 6 now, and that's a touchdown. And if you're kaztech, you know, maybe you miss the extra point. You know, worst comes to worst, they score a touchdown, miss the extra point. It's a tie game. You're not losing now.
9 minutes to go here in this third quarter, 20-14 in favor of the Crusaders. As kaztech will get back to work after being sent down in 3 plays on their last drive.
And you know, it took time for the 2 offenses of both these teams to really collect themselves. We saw the defense make some good plays, and outside of that opening drive score for King, it took time for the offense to find any sort of rhythm. And as this game has gone on, the offenses have found more rhythm, and it's been easier for them to gain positive yards and put points up on the board. So if you're kaztech, this is where you need to start producing and say, look, it's very obvious that Moore and the Crusaders know what they're doing on offense. They're confident. They're going to be a threat the rest of the way through. We got to start manufacturing points ourselves so we can take this lead back and ultimately win this football game.
You make a very good point, Aaron. Both of these teams coming out very slow, and it maybe because of not having enough time in the offseason, the delayed start, but the teams are fully out ready now. This is a short kick. This one back over to Jalen Roberts. We're getting down on the play as they hand it back off. And that's where kaztech is going to take it over.
Yeah, they just shuffled that back to Kalen King, as you know, it's apparent that they want one of the King brothers with the ball, able to make a play with space and able to get some positive yards there before being brought down. Not a bad place to be starting with the football on the 45-yard line, almost into the opponent's territory.
First down and 10 for Mumfield. Has 2 halfbacks behind him. Different formation here, the wishbone formation, as they're going to hand it off to Sean Hodges, and he gets brought down on that play by Blake Bailiff.
Number 20, Sean Hodges.
Yeah, and the King defense has done a really good job today stopping the run. Really, the only impact that kaztech has had running the football was the 3-yard touchdown run by Kobe Carl, but outside of that, they really have not been able to muster up much distance on the ground, and that's due to the pressure that the King front line has put on that team.
That's very necessary. As Mumfield throws here on 2nd and 10, gives it off to Jacob Taylor. Getting past one tackle, fumbled the ball, recovers on it. He's just getting a lot of pressure on Aaron Wade, the senior defensive back for the Crusaders.
Yeah, he took a big hit, Taylor did, but able to pick right back up on the football as soon as he dropped it. That's a big play right there for kaztech. And now they're in their opponent's territory, pushing down the field.
kaztech able to keep the ball. As we're under 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter, 20-14 lead. kaztech is down. Same formation with 2 running backs to his side. This time to Kobe King. Kobe King gets brought down once again by Bailiff, looking to go to the left center side of the field.
Kobe King is going to go for kaztech. Bailiff. Samuel Washington with a C-string tackle for the Crusaders.
Able to get about 5 as he's at the 35-yard line.
Gain of 4 on the play, 2nd and 6.
Under 7 to go in the third. Mumfield hands off to Kobe Keene again. Rushing it up the middle, but a swarm of Crusaders get to him. Look at that time, DeJuan Crudup.
And kaztech with a couple consecutive handoffs there. Not something we've seen a lot in this game, but they're going to King on the ground, and some good results so far. A big 3rd and 1 here. We'll see if they continue to hand it off to King or if they let Mumfield air it out.
3rd down and 1 at the 32-yard line for kaztech. Huge conversion here. So at the halfway point this third quarter, they're going to hand it off to Hosendove. And it looks like he did not get the first down. He was stopped at the line of scrimmage.
And I'm kind of surprised, you know, they went with the decision to hand it off, which would have made a little bit more sense if they were going to hand it off to King, but Hosendove just hasn't had much impact on the ground today, and right there, like, snuffed out before he can get to the first down marker. Just kind of surprised that's who they decided to give the carry to on that big 3rd down.
No gain on the play, still 4th and 1 at the 31-yard line. kaztech needs the equalizer. Has to get off to Kobe King, has space, has enough room for the first down and more. Past the 20-yard line he goes.
No surprise seeing kaztech go for it there on 4th down. Neither of these 2 teams really seem desirable to want to bring out the kicking unit, but King right there just doing what he's able to do with his build. He's big, he's tall, he's strong. He is going to be tough to bring down, especially with just one Crusader trying to do so. So he's able to muster through the first down marker, and a new set of downs coming for kaztech.
Under 5 minutes to go, quarter number 3. Mumfield, they're going to hand it off to Hosendove, but right at the line of scrimmage, Herndon trying to pull him from the back, as well as Bailiff. And Herndon has done a good job defensively, getting to the running back, making plays.
Yeah, we've called his name out numerous times in this one. He's had a big impact on the defensive line for King, coming up with some big stops.
2nd down and 10 at the 18-yard line. Mumfield gets the snap, steps back in the pocket. He throws it to Hodges. Hodges with some space before he gets pushed out of bounds by Rashad Hentz, the senior defensive back.
Got a pound for the touchdown saving tackle by number 9, Rashad Hentz.
He had enough space, but Hentz was pulling him towards the out of bounds line.
First and goal to go, kaztech from the King 9-yard line.
So they're going to say 3rd down and 1 at the 9. 3:53 to go in the third. Mumfield gonna hand it off to Kobe King. Looking to pull it up the middle, stays on his feet. Gets inside the 5. He's gonna be brought down just short of the goal line. But that's enough for a first and goal.
Yeah, and the steady hand today, Kobe King, as we've seen kaztech look to run the ball more in this half. They've been giving him the ball, and they have been seeing great results. It's just been a really tough time for Detroit King trying to bring him down. And now just a yard out from the end zone. kaztech on the verge of putting up another 6.
Looks like they're in the pass formation here. They're going to hand it off to Hosendove. Looking to get his way in. Flag is down. The Crusaders are doing everything they can to make him short. And we'll see what this call is with 3:03 remaining. And they're going to say face mask on King.
Face mask. That'll be half the distance to the goal and an automatic first down.
So they're going to move half the distance to the goal.
It'll be first and goal to go kaztech. Less than a yard.
Mumfield, great opportunity, handed off to Hosendove. He gets it to the end zone and is a touchdown for kaztech. We are tied up after that 1-yard run by Hosendove.
There's run down the field, play after play, handoff after handoff, and it was Kobe King who had a lot of the success, but right there, Hosendove just able to tuck it and bring it into the end zone, and kaztech ties it up, and now has a chance to retake the lead.
You see a flag on the field. They're going to say after the play, it's a penalty called personal foul on kaztech. So now kaztech is looking to take the lead with this extra point. So they're going to move back the extra point on the penalty. This is going to be a very long extra point. It's at the 25. High snap goes over it. Hernandez has to just keep it before he goes down to the ground. Ball is loose. It's picked up by Jalen Reed.
But that's why it's so important that Detroit King was able to convert on their 2-point conversion after their last score. They were able to give themselves a 6-point lead, and now after that kaztech touchdown, you know, it was tied at 20, and you're like, well, this should be an easy extra point for kaztech. They made their 2 extra pointers today. Well, right there, you know, a high snap after a penalty that already extended the extra point. And look, this game is tied at 20, so that's why it was so important for Detroit King to be able to convert on their 2-point conversion. And now we're tied up here at 20. King getting the ball back.
Yeah, that's a huge error there by kaztech. Could be a difference maker late in the game. With 2:51 remaining in the third quarter.
And we'll see if the kaztech defense is able to manufacture a stop, as the offense for Detroit King has really started to find their groove. As they scored on their first possession of the third quarter. They're going to have another opportunity here. Obviously the game tied up, but they've been able to seize momentum every time that kaztech took the lead or tied it up. They're going to be looking to do that again, and it's now an important possession for the kaztech defense to stabilize themselves on the field and give their offense an opportunity to go back out on the field and earn the lead back.
Going to be a huge possession here as we get to the turning point in this game, getting in down to the wire with the fourth quarter quickly approaching. Hernandez with a squib kick down the field. Hentz picks it up, looking to create some room for himself. He's looking to the outside on the right side. He's at the 30, at the 35. There's a flag down in the back, another flag down as well. We'll see what the call is.
Looks like there was
a legal block in the back.
Yeah, that's going to be coming back. There was a foul. I believe they deduced it on number 45 of Detroit King. Number 45, Amani Dowdle.
Ladies and gentlemen,
2:43 to go here in this third quarter.
Everyone needs to be wearing a face covering, and you must cover up your mouth and nose.
Three wide receivers to the left, one to the right.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Moore's going to keep it himself, but he's brought down in the backfield that time by Josiah Harris.
Yeah, we haven't seen Moore keep it alive. We haven't seen either quarterback do a lot of, keeping the football, tucking in and running today, and neither has really had success when they've had to do it. So the good job by the kaztech line to break through and get that stop.
Loss of two on the play, second down and 12. Moore passes it to his left. That's Weichel at the 20. Gets pushed out of bounds. That time on that play was Javon Sewell.
Yeah, and look at the attention they're now paying to Weichel. The kaztech technicians had 4 players swarming him as soon as he touched the football. After the plays that he's had in this one, obviously 2 touchdowns, receptions for him in this game, they're really starting to lock in on him, and they're going to force Moore to make some other plays with some of his other talented receivers.
Third down coming up here, 3rd and 12. At the 23-yard line. Moore steps back, throws it downfield, incomplete. Intended receiver was Demary Martin.
And we got a late flag.
Yes, we do. We'll see what the call is. We'll see. The official on the field says. Martin wanted pass interference. And they're going to call it against kaztech. And that's a huge break for Detroit King. They were saved at that time.
All right, we're looking at a 3rd and 2 now, much more manageable than 3rd and 9.
Under 2 minutes to go here in this third quarter. I formation now for King. Moore going to hand it off to Reed. That's the first down and more. He's at midfield before he gets brought down by Davion Kowalski, the junior defenseman. And King will move the chains.
Yeah, an impressive run there. Reed has done a nice job on the ground when he's been given the opportunity to do so. And now King has a new set of downs to work with.
They were looking at 4th down before the kaztech penalty, and that keeps this drive alive.
Yeah, I mean, penalties have played a big factor in this game, and all it takes is one penalty to really change how this game plays out with it being such a close contest. Right there, you're looking at a 4th and 9. Now you're looking at a first down after a penalty.
Moore's in the shotgun. Looks over to his right. Pass is complete to Whiteshow. Has space again. He's at the 30. Breaks through a couple of tacklers. He's trying to go all the way into the end zone. And he has another touchdown, his 3rd of the game. And Detroit King has the lead right back.
Just an incredible display of ability to run with the football and make your own play. He avoided 3-4 tackles there, being chased, getting to the end zone. It's just been an incredible performance from him, and he has done so much to put King into the position that they're in right now. There's nothing but respect and enjoyment watching Eichel with the football.
A junior wide receiver. Looking to be an important target for Moore over the course of the season. With 3 touchdowns today, already a good sign for him to come this upcoming season.
And Weichel has faced a lot more coverage today in the 3rd quarter too.
Moore, pass is deflected. Intended receiver was Whiteshow. That was nearly intercepted by Clarence Wilson Jr. as well as Dorian Ray Jr. as well, making the play on that one. So it's a 6-point lead for King with 55 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
Right now it just looks like the winning team is going to be the team that's able to start to string together some stops defensively. We're seeing these two teams go back and forth scoring the football. It's going to take King, getting consecutive stops to take control of this game. It's going to take Kaztech scoring here, getting some consecutive stops to take control of this game. Both these teams have found success with their offense scoring the football. Now it's going to come down to which defense is going to start to get more stops.
That's going to be the huge difference maker, making those big plays late in the game. Those defining moments. Looking over at another huge game going on into the 4th quarter over at Wayne State, a few miles from here. Brother Rice up 13-9 over De La Salle. As De La Salle had a 9-0 lead early on, but 13 unanswered for the Warriors in a Catholic League Central Division showdown. Brother Rice in Division 3 this year. De La Salle remains in Division 2. Detroit King will be in Division 3 coming playoff time. As Whiteshow kicks off right into the hands, that time by Clarence Wilson Jr. He gets into Crusader territory, inside midfield and past that. And that's something the technicians want to do. Start on the opposing side of the field.
It's suboptimal for King to be giving up, allowing Kaztech to start off with such great field position, possession after possession, because they don't have, a big leg behind kicking the football. But, if you're Kaztech, you got to take this opportunity and seize it. You're getting the ball at, your own 45, King's 45, where you're starting your possessions. This is field position that you're not going to get every single week, so they got to make the most of it here this week, because they're given a great opportunity.
Bumpfield throws it back over, that time to Hosendove. First time he has caught the ball today. His cleat comes off the field, so he'll have to come out for a play. Clock continues to run at 30 seconds.
Yeah, we'll see if Kaztech lets to get one more play off here before the end of the 3rd. Looks like they're going to try to.
Kaztech has used the formation with 2 running backs behind Mumfield. Only 1 person back in the secondary for King. Clock at 2 seconds. We'll see if they can get it off. They do. Play action. Pass is caught by Gardner. Gets passed through 2 defenders before he gets brought down near the 35-yard line.
We'll see if they move those chains.
That is going to end the 3rd quarter. Detroit King with a 26-20 lead over kaztech heading into the final quarter of play. It's been a great one so far. We're looking forward to an exciting finish as both of these teams making a statement here early on in the season.
Yeah, and it's exciting with how competitive this game has been. I mean, you go back to last year in a packed house, ended up being a blowout in favor of King, 47-7. This one been a much closer game. You can really feel just how talented both these teams are, how equally talented both these teams are. Two incredible sophomore quarterbacks leading the way for their offense. You have talented receivers. You have Eichel for King. You have King for kaztech. There's just a lot of different playmakers on the field in this one, which has led to some spectacular performances on the offensive end for both teams. And obviously there's some talented players on the defensive end, but we'll see if either of the defenses can hunker down and get some stops, because I think whichever defense does is going to be the defense to win this game. It's going to be the team to win this game.
We're going to begin for an exciting fourth quarter as kaztech will move sides. Before we start the fourth quarter, just want to mention this broadcast is brought to you by the Detroit Free Press, your flagship destination for sports in Michigan. The Free Press has launched a new digital subscription model which gives high school sports fans exclusive access to Mick McCabe's weekly columns, rankings, and predictions. Your support will help the Free Press stream high school football games all season long. And today, it only costs $1 for 3 months. Again, that's $1 for 3 months. Subscribe today at freak.com. On a gorgeous Saturday afternoon in downtown Detroit, two of the top teams in the state facing off in week one.
Yeah, it's been a real nice day out, sunny, warm. No, it's not super hot or anything. It's not super cold, just a nice, moderate temperature. It's led to a beautiful setting for what's been a great football game.
It's going to be 3rd down and 1 here to begin the fourth. Mumfield hands off to Kobe King, down the middle. Breaks through one tackle before gets tripped up. He goes down to one knee after the play. That's enough for a first down. kaztech just needs to take its time. When you're trailing late in the game, teams tend to try to rush things too much, try to make quick decisions. So we'll see if kaztech can take their time here. Hosendove gets brought down really hard that time by Crudup and Herndon.
Now Hosendove just has not had the success on the ground that that the other running back for kaztech has had in Kobe King. It's just been a different feel when he's had the ball, and they're two differently built players. King is a lot bulkier than Hosendove, but Hosendove does have the touchdown run earlier in this half. So they've made sure to give him a good amount of carries. They've really split the workload today.
And guys, the amount of times here is Mumfield. That one would have been intercepted by Hentz, but they called the play dead. It's going to be a false start. And kaztech fortunate there, because if they called the play, they would have blown the whistle after the play. The penalty would have been declined by King, and they would have had the ball.
Yeah, it's a big swing. Penalties again, they mean so much, especially when you get later into the game. The single play and what the effect could be is just so important. These penalties can make or break it for a team, and in this game that's been plagued by penalties, they just start to add up and they destroy rhythm and take away chances.
2nd down and 16 at the Crusader 37-yard line for kaztech. Mumfield steps back in the pocket. A lot of pressure on him. The ball was off the helmet of kaztech. That was Masai Reddick. And another penalty marker down. Looked like they called too many men on the field.
I think it's an illegal touch.
Or legal touch, I mean.
Kaztech is confused by the penalty.
Because the official was touching his head. Could be an illegal touch. Looks like it should be third down. They have fourth down on the field. Because it was second down on the previous play. 10:28 to go here in this one. 26-20 lead for Detroit King over Kaztech in our Detroit Free Press game of the week.
And now there's debating over what down it is. It is, everyone's saying it's third down. There's a little bit of talking, quick meeting with the referees. I think they're just waiting for it to be switched to third down on the chains.
Third down and really long coming up at the 41-yard line. Mumfield stepping back, has Kalen King wide open. He makes the catch, looking for the goal line. No signal yet, and they do. It's a touchdown for Kalen King, his second of the game.
A great pass, a great job by the Kaztech offensive line to give Mumfield plenty of time for both him and his receivers to run their routes, make the play, and Jalen Reed of Detroit King just kind of stopped for a second, and down in the end zone was Kalen King blowing past him. All Jalen Reed could do was watch as Kaztech put another 6 up on the board.
This is a very huge extra point coming up here, Aaron. Hernandez 2 for 3 on extra point attempts. The last one went over the head of him. So this is a very crucial point.
It was a poor snap, and she then was picked up and fumbled, but brought down were the King after the recovery.
Roberts with the hold, Hernandez with the kick. Good snap, good hold, kick is up, and Kaztech has the lead, 27-26, with 10:21 to go in the ball game.
And just like that, Kaztech put in a bad spot on third and long, but a great pass by the sophomore quarterback, composed with time to work. He finds his Penn State commit wide receiver, Kalen King, in the end zone. A great connection there, and Kaztech takes the lead. As we get later and later into this game, this is starting to become a real shootout, Al.
It absolutely is. Both these teams' offenses have shown a lot more power in them. Still a lot more to come. Still a lot of ball game left. Over 10 minutes to go here in this one. So Detroit King gets ready to come back out on offense after the kickoff.
Oh, sure. Still plenty of time for sure, Alex. I mean, multiple possessions left to be played here, but I mean, both these teams have just really settled in on the offensive end. You got to think one of these defenses has got to find a way to get a stop, force a turnover, do something to really swing momentum in one team's favor, because right now we're just going back and forth. King will score, Kaztech will score, King's going to score, then Kaztech's going to score.
Squib kick here by Hernandez. Hentz is going to pick it up near the 20, and he has some space at the 40. He's at the 45, brought down at midfield, that time by Javon Cannon, the senior. That's a decent return.
It could, I thought that he should have maybe gone to his outside, but he decided to go in, and he ended up getting tackled. I thought if he would have braked to the outside a little bit more, stayed the course, he maybe could have broken for a few more yards, maybe would have even been able to evade a tackle and gone all the way, but I think he was running towards more Kaztech special team members by going towards the middle. And he may have been thinking the same thing too, because when he was brought down, he got up and he was a little bit frustrated, just kind of threw the football at the ground. I think he knew he had a little bit of a bigger run in him that would have come with a better decision.
They're at the 49-yard line in Kaztech territory to start. Moore Going to hand it off to Raheem Mercer. Getting his first touch on the ground as Moore just kind of thought he was going to have it, but then he decided to give it off to Mercer. It's a nice play to have in your playbook. Keeps kaztech off balance.
Yeah, you know, you got to be able to go to different guys other than White L, because you need to have some different guys that are comfortable with the football and comfortable making plays.
Play action. Pass is complete over to Croft.
A slew of whistles, though.
I do not see a flag down.
Did they call the play dead, maybe?
Why is the clock not running?
Maybe it was an inadvertent whistle. One-point lead for kaztech. It's being brought down to the ground. Justin White in the backfield. The kaztech defensive line got on him right away. Nine and a half to go here. It's third down. Ball's at the 37-yard line. Third down and 8. Moore looks over. That pass is complete to Martin. Martin gets to the 25-yard line before being brought down by Cannon. That's good enough for a first down.
Now Martin making a couple plays on this drive as kaztech has put a lot of pressure trying to take away Lynn Weichel. Martin is a recipient of a couple plays here, and he's done well with the ball in his hands.
9 and 10 to go here in the ball game. Moore hands it off to Reed, but right there to stop him is Deion Walker, the junior. Heads up play there. Loss of 2. Second down and 12 coming up here at the 27. Moore looks over. Pass incomplete to Raheem Mercer. Looked like he stepped out of bounds and came back inbounds.
Yeah, Moore just threw it a little bit too far out ahead. But he was facing a lot of pressure. He didn't really have time to collect himself and make a true throw. Just kind of had to get rid of it quickly.
Third down and 12, 8 and 32 to go. Moore is in the shotgun. Steps back, throws over the head of Weichel, incomplete. Good coverage there by Kobe King and Darius King to bring up fourth down.
Yeah, Weichel is a very good receiver. One thing about him is he's not very tall. He's just 5'9", so Moore fired that way too high over the top of Weichel there. Got to get the ball lower.
Need to get to the 14-yard line. Mr. Troy King is staying on the field. Down by 1. Moore looks to his left. Tight coverage over there to Croft, but there's a flag on the field as Joel Graves was all over him. And it's going to be pass interference on Graves of kaztech. And Detroit King will keep the football.
Just a terrible, terrible mistake on fourth down. The pass, too far ahead anyway. Graves committing a terrible penalty there. Obviously a new set of downs now for Detroit King as they're much closer to the end zone. Penalties have just had such an effect on this game for both teams.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the 12. And just before King could get a playoff, timeout taken by kaztech, their first of this second half. And talking it over after that pass interference call, looking to bounce back for that and make a stop here.
Yeah, and this possession certainly isn't over, for kaztech. Obviously, you don't want to give up that penalty, give King a new set of downs to work with, but one thing that we've seen with King today is they don't have a reliable kicking foot, so they're going to go for it on 4th down most likely. So this is still a game where you can get stops if you're able to hold Detroit King from getting another 1st down and getting to the 1-2 yard line. You can hold them here, make them throw the football, and your secondary can do its job. This very much can be a hold here for kaztech, even after a terrible mistake.
Absolutely, and so the kind of plays that make a difference.
I mean, there's still a lot of time left, Alex. 8:20 to play. But you don't want to give up a score. All it takes is you giving up a score. You make one mistake on offense, you turn the ball over, and it's not gonna be pretty for you. You're not gonna want to put yourself in that position. So, kaztech is gonna take this time here to really put in their game plan of what they want to do to try to hold and limit King. And we'll see what they can do here in the 4th quarter, trying to get a big stop and maintain their 1-point lead.
1st and 10 at the 12. After the penalty. Moore. As Reedy's moving over to the left. 3 wideouts near the sideline of King. As Moore calls the play. Steps back, fires. Trying to go deep into the end zone to Demary Martin, but it goes incomplete.
Yeah, Moore put too much on that one, and it flew out of bounds. He's had a couple of passes on this drive that really just haven't been put in a good place. Too far out in front, too far wide. Uncharacteristic of him, considering the game that he's had.
2nd down and 10. kaztech getting set defensively. These 2-4 up front, 3 in the middle. Moore lost the snap. Has to quickly throw it away. Incomplete. And this could be a false start call against King. They're going to replay 2nd down. Moore was he just had to throw that away quickly. He lost the snap, had to pick it up.
Yeah, and when kaztech has wanted to, they've been able to put a lot of pressure on Moore. So they're going to continue to look to do that here as they're pinned deep into their own territory.
2nd down and 15 as the ball is back to the 17-yard line. 8:13 remaining. Detroit King looking to take back the momentum and the lead. Moore steps back. Plays blown dead once again. And a second consecutive false start penalty will put King back all the way to the 22-yard line.
You know, I talked a lot about how whatever defense is able to get stops is going to win this game. It really might come down to whichever team is able to stop committing penalties will win this game. From the first play of the game to now, there have been just way too many penalties. You thought maybe in the second half teams would settle down a little bit, stop making so many mistakes, but it just hasn't been that way at all. As 2 consecutive penalties here in the 4th quarter on a big drive for King has put them in a stalwart position.
2nd down and 20 is what they're facing with now. A huge possession here for them, because we'll put a lot of pressure on their defense. If they cannot convert, Moore going to hand it off to Reed. Won't go anywhere, and another flag on the third consecutive play. Joel Graves, as well as Dorian Ray Jr. make the stop. Holding on the Crusaders. And they're going to decline the penalty, so it's 3rd down and 20.
Eight minutes left to play here. Still that 1-point game, 27-26 in favor of kaztech. A big 3rd down and 25 to go for King. kaztech defense looking for another big stop.
Moore, a lot of pressure on him. Gets past, throws it to Weichel. He makes the catch. Gets past her 2 defenders. Looking to get past the 3rd before he gets brought down on the play by Sewell of kaztech. What a huge play, and we'll see if it's enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, an incredible leaping catch. He tried to break through to the end zone, but wasn't able to stutter past, the 3 kaztech defenders that were still back. But an incredible catch by Weichel, and a nice throw on the move by Moore. And you got to think about the degree of difficulty that is. Facing heavy pressure, he rolls out to his right and makes a nice throw.
So it's 4th down and 8 at the 9-yard line. A huge play here in the game with 7:45 to go. kaztech holding on to a 1-point lead. But head coach Tyrone Spencer of King will talk it over.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is a big 4th and 8 play. It wouldn't, of course it's a big play with still only 7:38 left to play. But if you're Detroit King here, 8 yards to go, you obviously want to make the play where it's more throwing to Weichel, but Weichel has faced a lot of heavy pressure here in the second half. Obviously was able to make that leaping grab on the last play to give them about a 17-yard gain, but they're here and have an opportunity to get a 1st down, get into the end zone. You're going to be looking for Weichel. He's got to find a way to get open, here for Detroit King to have a chance.
It's a huge play here, Aaron. Like I mentioned earlier, a lot of pressure will be put on King if they don't convert here on 4th down.
Yeah, it's going to force the defense to get a stop, which just there hasn't been a lot of getting stops in this game really since the 2nd quarter. I mean, we saw it a little bit in the 1st, but especially in the 2nd half, teams have not been able to manufacture stops on the defensive end. So this is a huge 4th down for the King offense, because they don't know if they can trust the defense to get a stop for them so that they can go out and have another chance to take the lead.
They're going to hand it off to Hendricks. Hendricks moves up a few yards, but it looks like he's short, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. With 7:32 remaining.
And the King sideline incredibly frustrated with that play. I'm not sure if maybe that's not what the play call was. But they were not happy with what just happened. And I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty shocked that it was a handoff there on 4th and 8. Especially with what they've done today. You were expecting them to throw the ball, air it out. So that handoff comes as a surprise, and I think it might have came to as a surprise to the sideline as well.
1st and 10 at their own 8 for kaztech. Good yards there by Hosendove. He breaks through the Crusader defense.
And we'll see what kaztech's approach is here. Are they going to try to keep the ball on the ground as much as possible and run down the clock, or are they going to be aggressive, try to throw the ball and get down the field quickly to try to put another 6 up on the board?
2nd down and 2 at the 16-yard line for kaztech. Mumpfield Just going to give it to Hosendove once again. He gets stopped
Number 4.
by Herndon.
The ball carrier for kaztech.
We'll see if he got the first down.
Looks like he's going to be marked a yard, maybe too short.
It's going to be 3rd down and 1 at the 17. 6.5 to go. kaztech up by 1 late in the game. A win would give the team the most momentum to start off the season. Starting off on the right foot. Mumfield on 3rd and short. Hands it off. This time to Kobe King. He gets near the 30-yard line as it gets brought down once again by Blake Bailiff.
Not a hard decision to hand it off to Kobe King there with the game that he's had. He's been a consistent on 3rd and short to give him the ball, as the Crusaders have had a really tough time wrapping him up and bringing him down. And right there, the same kind of situation where on 3rd and short, he's able to get multiple yards and give kaztech a new set of downs to work with as the clock continues to dwindle down in this one.
Under 6 minutes, Aaron, here in this ball game. Mumfield. Looking it off to Hosendove. Hosendove just looking to move up a little bit before he gets brought down on the play. That time by DeJuan Crudup. And you might want to think about, if you're King, when to use your timeouts. You only got 2 remaining to use.
Yeah, I don't think they're looking to use them yet with still over 5 minutes left in this one. They're trying to let their defense play this out, try to get a stop. You don't want to lose them with 5 minutes left and then not have any to play with and still give up a first down.
2nd down at 6 at the 33-yard line. Mumfield going to hand it off to Hodges on the right side. Gets some space, gets past the 40. First down and more for him as kaztech moves the chains with 4:39 to play.
Number 20, Sean Hodges, the ball carrier for kaztech. And he rumbles his way for another technician first down.
The technicians looking to march down the field. Mumfield telling his guys, we can do this.
Yep, and this is what kaztech has opted to do. They're going to continue to pound the ball on the ground, run down the play clock, and so far it's working. They've got multiple first downs on this possession. And you know, they started this possession with a little over 7.5 minutes left to play. It's now down to nearly 4 minutes left on the clock, so smart possession for them.
Kobe King looking to the left but stays near the center. Gets tackled there by Justin Howard, the senior defensive lineman at 6'1" and 270 pounds. Second down and 5.
And kaztech has put the ball on the ground in general more in this second half than they did in the first, but they're really relying on it here late as they try to take this clock all the way down as they methodically move the football up the field. They've done a nice job getting past the first down marker and continuing to extend their possession late in this game.
Lay down the play clock here as kaztech will use their second timeout. They only got 1 remaining.
3:21 left in the contest to score.
3:21 to go here in this one. We'll see if Detroit King can make a stop.
Yeah, kaztech wanted to take a timeout there to make sure they have their play call right for the second down, as they'd like to get another first down here, get another possession to work with, and continue to take the time down as much as they can.
Absolutely, still 3:21 to play. Looking at our latest update over at Wayne State, De La Salle and Brother Rice. De La Salle with the 16-13 lead in the middle of the fourth quarter. There's 2 minutes left in that one with Brother Rice with the football, and
Should be a great ending, Alex.
both of these teams in the Catholic League Central Division starting out Catholic League play. But over here, Kaztech with the 1-point lead, 3:21 remaining, 2nd and 5 at their own 47-yard line. Mumfield to King. King to the right side at midfield. Gets past through a couple of defenders. He now has space. He's at the 30, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. And that is a huge run by Kobe King.
Number 1, Kobe King, the ball carrier for Kaztech. And he rumbles his way.
Yeah, he was forced out of bounds by Jameel Croft Jr., but not before he got a big chunk of yards.
And there's a late flag on the field.
Holding
And it's holding on Kaztech.
against the Texans.
And that's incredibly unfortunate for King. And it's incredibly unfortunate for Kaztech on a big run that would have put them really in the driver's seat here late. And now they're back 5 yards, and
That huge run there by King gets waved off.
the Kaztech sideline is not happy about that call. Maybe felt it was a little bit of a late penalty call.
That stops the clock too. That clock stopped at 3:10. So now it's going to be 2nd down and 15. Mumfield gives it to Hodges. Hodges looking for some space, but brought down on the play there by Huntz and Bailiff. Clock should be running with 3 minutes to go. And now the officials calling time.
And the refs calling time for a second. They're talking to the Kaztech sideline. Might be some discrepancy over the clock, as we've heard a lot of shouting regarding that.
Start the clock. Start.
2:48, what it reads on the scoreboard. Kaztech up 27-26. The officials are going to talk this one over.
And so now we have one official talking to the Kaztech sideline. Both teams in the huddle right now, near the sideline. I don't believe there was ever officially a timeout called, so this may just be time taken by the officials.
And I don't think nobody called the timeout.
But there was talk about this clock stopping when it should not have.
It only stops on 1st downs. And then it resumes when the ball is placed down at the line of scrimmage. So 2:48 remaining. Kaztech 1 timeout. Detroit King with 2.
Still a 27-26 score in favor of Kaztech.
Looking to reset it to 2:54. While we're waiting.
A big 3rd and 11. I mean, you would expect that Kaztech may go for it, but if they don't get the 1st down here and it's 4th down, they may opt to kick it just to, put King in a bad field position, because if they go for it on 4th down, which they have in this game numerous times, and they don't convert, they're giving King pretty good field position to start their possession, with probably still around 2 minutes left to go the distance. So even if they really aren't comfortable with the kicking unit, they may still have to go with it here just to put King down the field.
You just want to play it safe if you're Kaztech.
But obviously they're looking to get this first down here on this 3rd and 11. And this is where with the clock stop, you may see him throw the ball even though they've ran it the entire possession.
They're going to decide to throw it here. Mumfield throws it deep downfield to Kalen. Kane one is caught. He's going to go all the way to the end zone all by himself for a touchdown. And Kaztech has a 7-point lead.
Not surprised that the play was made by Mr. Kalen King. A phenomenal performance for both King brothers. Another touchdown snag for Kalen. He's had a phenomenal game, and Kaztech may have just put the icing on the cake in this one with 2:34 left to play. A lot of pressure on King, not a lot of time to work with it.
2:34 remaining. Hernandez. Another huge extra point coming up because it would put him up by 8.
Everyone got a goddamn stake. Let's go.
Set for now. Attempt the extra point. Number 23, Joshua Hernandez.
Hernandez.
Now that's a huge extra point, Alex.
We'll see if he can capitalize this. High snap when the kick is away, and it is good. 2:34 remaining. It's a 34-26 game. Aztec on top, but Detroit King gets the ball back with a lot of time.
Now there's still time left for a possession to be used here by Detroit King, and time left for them to score. And you know they're comfortable with going for a 2-point conversion. They've done that and succeeded in doing so earlier in this game. So you know there's still 2:34 left. They have timeouts to work with. They're not going to feel that pressure of we have to score quickly here. They got 2:34 to work with, a very capable quarterback in Moore, so they have all the opportunity in the world here. This game is far from over, but who wouldn't want to finish like this? And who didn't expect to finish like this between these two teams, both ranked highly across the board by all the different media outlets, and they expected this to be a close game, and we have been treated with just a spectacular matchup between two teams that have all the potential in the world to go very far throughout this 2020 MHSAA football campaign.
Absolutely. Still a lot of time to play. Detroit King has the ability to make a very impressive drive here. It's going to be crucial. You might see some hurry-up offense here late in this one. Hernandez gets set for the kickoff. Back deep to return, Anderson and Hens for King. The fans are getting into this more late in this one. This is a short kick. That one bounces off. That one is going to be picked up by Crudup. They were kind of worried about kicking it to either Hens or Anderson, who have the ability to go deep, like we saw earlier in the game.
And what will be important here is now, if you're Kaztech, you need to play penalty-free defense. No pass interference, no illegal movement. Don't make any silly personal fouls. They've got to play disciplined defense here to seal this game.
2:32 to work with for Moore and the Crusaders. Moore is very capable in these kind of situations. That's why he's been so highly recognized in his young career. Moore steps back, his first throw, incomplete. Intended target was Justin White. Second down coming up with 2.5 to go.
Yeah, he got rid of that quickly, really before White had even turned around to look for the pass, and it just kind of flew past him out of bounds.
You see two deep in the back for Kaztech.
Second and 4 for the Crusaders.
See Javon Cannon, as well as Miles Gilmore back deep. Second down and 10. Moore looking over the middle, over the hands of Weidel.
Yeah, I think Weichel just got his hands up late on that one, reacted to it a little bit too late. Had time, had space. It was a good throw, I thought, from Moore, but Weichel just a little late reacting to the ball.
Weichel cannot get to that one, and it's now third down. 2:25 remaining. Looking to just get the first down. They're going to hand it off this time to White. Has space, and he gets brought down really hard by Jacob Taylor. And it brings up fourth down for Detroit King. 2:13 remaining. Clock continues to run. Fourth down.
This could very well be the game if they're not able to convert here.
Fourth down and 3, under 2 minutes to go. They're going to hand it off again to White. And he gets brought down in the backfield, but hold on, there's a flag. Hold on, everybody. We got 2 flags on the field.
Now we'll see what this call is.
Looks like a face mask called against kaztech. And it's going to be a first down for King. And they are still alive in this one.
Would have likely been the game if kaztech could have just gone that possession without committing a penalty, but they do so on what was fourth down, and now a new set of downs and plenty of time for Detroit King as they move up the field near midfield.
I think the clock is going to reset to 1:51. They're going to put 1:50 on the clock.
1 minute and 50 seconds left in the contest. It will be first and 10 for the Crusaders.
Moore steps back, throws to White, bobbles it, incomplete. Making a lot of pressure on that play was Darius King. With 1:45 to go, it's second down.
That's another time this possession where King has just tried to quickly give it to White and let him operate, but White unable to hold on to the football there, bobbles it out of his hands, and it's an incomplete pass.
Second down and 10 for King. Still got a lot of time to work with. You don't have to throw deep just yet. Moore. It looked like there was some early movement. Somebody jumped first, and they're going to say King did. It's going to move it back 5 yards.
You get 5 yards, you give up 5 yards. That's just how this game has been.
Now it's going to be second down and 15. Back at their own 44-yard line.
It will be second and 15. With the Crusaders.
Looking to get to kaztech's 41. Moore steps back, scrambles, throws, looking deep downfield, and that ball is going to be caught by Raheem Mersher. And he gets down into the red zone for King. Looking to move up very quickly. With 1:37.
Number 14.
Clock continues to run. Reed with the ball. Looking to get some yards. Gets brought down. 90 seconds to go. You don't want to give kaztech too much time with the ball back.
No, plenty of time left. After that big pass.
Second down to 10. Moore throws it wide open into the end zone. Incomplete. Over to Martin.
Yeah, but there's a flag on the opposite side. And Martin was wide open in the end zone. Moore just threw it a little too hot.
They're going to say face mask on King. An illegal hold.
Your penalty was against
Clock stopped at 1:05. We're going to see where the ball is spotted. And it's going to be third down. Going to reverse it here. They're moving it up. So they reverse it. I think Kaztech got the penalty, but it's third down.
And they originally motioned that it was against King.
1:05 remaining. Crowd on its feet. Third down situation here for King. Inside the 10. They're going to hand off to Mercer. Looking over to the left side. Goes through a couple of tacklers. Before getting brought down near the out-of-bounds line. They're going to say he's still inbounds. Clock continues to run at 52 seconds. It's fourth down. And a timeout will be called by Coach Tyrone Spencer of the Crusaders with 49.8 to go. His second.
Yeah, so we thought that was originally a 15-yard penalty on King and would have sent him back towards the edge of the red zone, but and that removed, and they're still only a few yards out, but only 50 seconds left.
This is
a huge timeout for them to figure out what they need to do. And this Kaztech defense trying to hold them at the line. But you got to think, if you are Detroit King and you had that wide open Martin in the end zone, Moore just overthrew it. Whatever happened with that penalty, this could be a different ball game, because that penalty, it didn't really seem to go against King, which is what it was originally motioned to do. It should have sent them back 15 yards.
This is a huge play. Detroit King, this could be it for them. Fourth down and goal. They're looking to reset the clock to 52 seconds. And 52 seconds it is. Fourth down and goal coming up for Detroit King. One timeout left for each team. This is it here for Moore. And Kaztech going onto the field. He was near the 20-yard line. Talk over with the defense.
Yeah, I think he wants to talk it over after seeing King empty out the backfield and just had Moore all alone. You know, not a set we've seen them in really today. So you're going to take some time to talk it over, fix up the defensive positioning. And that was the final timeout for Kaztech.
Going to talk it over, make the right defensive adjustments for this fourth down and goal situation. Detroit King, one timeout left for them. Dante Moore, we'll see if he can live it up here, make a huge play here, put King in a position to tie the game with a two-point conversion on this play right here. You see Reed in a receiver spot on the right side. This is it, folks, 52 seconds left. Moore, all by himself, looking for the end zone. That one is going to be incomplete to Weichel. And that is a huge play for Kaztech as they get the ball back with 48 seconds to go.
And Moore looked to go to a steady hand throughout this entire game. Lynn Weichel, but great coverage by the defense to break that pass up. And Kaztech is in the driver's seat here after their defense is finally able to get a stop. It's their ball with 49 seconds left to play.
That was a huge stop there. Needed to talk it over with the defense. Just get ready for what's going to happen. Weichel has been the bright spot for Detroit King so far with 3 touchdowns on the day. Alvin Hosendove in the back. And the clock is running. 40 seconds. This play didn't go off. I think they just took it.
Yeah, they just took a knee.
This Monkfield back there. But overall, what an impressive game for both of these teams. kaztech, after losing to Detroit King last year, they get what they wanted this year. Saying they're going to be a top team this year in Division I. They're back.
You couldn't have asked for a better contest between just two absolutely phenomenal teams. Through and through, a great game. We saw great plays from both teams on both sides of the field. And I mean, this was just phenomenal football. So thankful that we're able to have high school football here in Michigan. Hopefully we'll be able to continue to have it safely throughout the rest of the season. But a great game, and kaztech able to come out on top. Their defense getting a big stop, but you have to look at the big games from their two King brothers, Kobe and Kalen, as well as the job done by LaShawn Mumpfield as the quarterback today. 3 great performances that kaztech is not going to forget in this one. This was a well-earned win from one of the top teams in the state, and they made it very clear they are a top team. Forget wherever you rank them, top 10, top 15, whether they got into the top 5 or not, they're a top team based off not rankings, but because of what they just did on the field here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Against a very strong and talented Detroit King team. They're going to make a lot of noise this season as well. They'll put this loss behind them. They're going to be in for a really good one the rest of the way as we look at both of these teams. Their next games coming up. kaztech will be play against Detroit Munford next Friday, and then for Detroit King, they'll be at home versus Detroit Western. Some very good teams other in the Detroit Public School League.
Yep, Alex, both these teams have 2 very competitive seasons ahead of them, and I'm suspecting that we'll see both of them in the playoffs making deep runs. Of course, every team gets in, but only the best and the brightest are going to survive in the playoffs. I feel like both these teams have the talent too, and I'll be interested to follow them throughout the season as kaztech and King look very, very good this year.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to do it for us here today at kaztech High School. The final score in this one, the kaztech Technicians 34 and the Detroit King Crusaders 26. On behalf of everyone here at the Detroit Free Press, on behalf of my partner Aaron Johnson, I'm Alex Johnson. Thank you for tuning into this afternoon's game of our Detroit Free Press Game of the Week. We'll see you next time here on the Detroit Free Press Game of the Week. So long, everybody, from downtown Detroit.